Hey everyone, what is going on? My name is M1K3 and welcome back to another daily upload. In today's video, we're going to be talking about how to never get nervous in arena, tournaments, or customs ever again. I wanted to make this video because I have struggled a lot with nervousness in tournaments, and it made it difficult for me to play to the standard I usually play at. I was shaking and stressing, causing me to make bad decisions. So today, I'm sharing my best tips to help fix this problem I know a lot of people struggle with, to some extent. Before we get into that, 57.1% of you guys watching are not subscribed, and if you enjoy my content, consider subscribing and liking the video. It really helps out so much more than you think. Now, let's get into today's episode. As an introduction to this video, I want you to ask yourself, why am I nervous when I play Fortnite? And I would recommend pausing this video for a good minute and thinking over what makes you nervous when you play. Got it? Alright, so a lot of you guys might not know specifically what makes you nervous, shaky, and unconfident when you're playing. Just know that you're not alone. I didn't know what made me nervous either just a couple of months ago. And to be honest, I didn't really need to know what made me nervous to fix my problem. The first and one of the most effective ways I became calmer when playing was by reframing my nervousness. I remember in solo FNCS in season 3, I would be so nervous all the time because of all the things that could happen. Overall, at this time, I had this negative attitude towards the game, and whenever I rotated, I thought, I'm going to get beamed so hard on this rotation. And because of that thought, when I got shot once, I stressed hard, used all my mats, failed my builds and edits, and ended up making my situation 10 times worse than it could have been. But after solo FNCS, I thought to myself, why am I always thinking so negatively? Why am I not excited to play when participating in a tournament? My flaw was thinking negatively about most situations. So then I rewired my brain. Instead of thinking, this first moving zone rotation is gonna be so difficult, I might die, I thought, this first moving zone rotation is gonna be very exciting and I can make clean tarps and find good kills. So in every situation I was nervous in, I would rather just focus on the positive things that could happen rather than the negative. And this affected my gameplay tremendously. Not only did I become more confident, but I was also a smoother and more well-rounded player overall because of this way of thinking. The second reason you might be getting nervous is because of a lack of experience in nervous situations. We all remember that time back when we first started playing Fortnite and was about to get our first win. The nerves we had back then has pretty much been unmatched ever since. But as you get more and more wins, you get a little more confident for every time you play in those endgame situations. Arena, tournaments, and customs are no different. If you play customs a lot consistently over a longer period of time, I can guarantee that you will become more and more confident rapidly. What I personally recommend is exposing yourself to nervous situations as often as you can. If you're afraid to fight people in arena, then that's exactly what you should do. Because for every player you fight, you will become more and more confident. Even if you shake, fail your edits, and miss your shots when fighting your opponent, this is the most effective way to get rid of that nervousness. The same goes for tournaments. If you're scared to fight people in tournaments, sacrifice one entire cash cup to only W King people. Sure, you might not place top 100 or make money, but you'll improve a lot as a player because of what you did in that cash cup. The third reason why a lot of people are nervous is because they have too high expectations. A lot of people say to themselves, tomorrow I am going to place in the top 100. And they say that without ever even having placed in the top 500. Doing this creates an unrealistic expectation. And then when you obviously don't perform to the standard you set for yourself in the first game, then you might be nervous because you have to pop off in game number 2. Here, it's incredibly important to understand the difference between expectations and goals. Because it's completely fine to set a goal of placing in the top 100 in tomorrow's Cash Cup, but expecting it is a completely different thing. I remember when solo Cash Cups first came out, I always said to my friends that tomorrow I'm going to place in the top 10, and they said, yeah, me too. Unfortunately, when we played, we never placed in the top 10, and the Discord call we were in got pretty heated. We got angry even if we did good because we wanted nothing but that top 10 finish. In comparison to those times, I am now more than happy if I can place within the top 200 in a Cash Cup. The fourth tip is the most difficult one in today's video, but the one that has the biggest effect, and that is getting in the flow state of mind. Or in other words, being in the zone. If you don't know what the flow state is, let me explain. Being in the flow state is when you're fully involved in the game, when you don't think about anything else in the world other than your task at hand. In this case, Fortnite. Getting into the flow state of mind is something nobody can fully control. However, if you practice trying to be fully focused and involved when playing in a tournament, you will be able to achieve the flow state of mind every now and then. This experience usually happens for me when I'm playing a stacked endgame and I pop off a little bit. This tightens my focus, I can hear everything and I don't fail an edit nor a build, and I can't sense any nervousness at all. If you want to learn more about the flow state, I'll leave an amazing video in the description below. I would recommend everyone to watch. Tip number 5 is to not drink caffeine and sugary drinks before a tournament. The reason you don't want to do this is because it makes you 10 times more shaky than if you just drink water. On tournament day, I recommend trying to stick to water all throughout the day. Not only will you shake less, but you'll also be more focused. If you drink an energy drink, you will be hyped for an hour, and then after the hour, you will feel exhausted and you'll get mad easier. Tip number 6 is something I just started doing. Have sticky notes on the wall next to you with basic things you need to check. Things like remembering to reload all your guns, use wooden rotations and not metal, how you should rotate, and more. This is a tip I got from Rich Homie Quinn, and this gives you the best feeling of relief and confidence. Because you feel confident in yourself not to forget something simple, and you actually feel prepared for what you're gonna play. The final tip in today's episode, tip number 7, is going to be taking a hot bath before a tournament. This is something I do every now and then just to become completely relaxed and focused. Obviously, you should get in a warm-up before a tournament, so don't go straight from the bath to the PC. But hop in a shower or take a bath an hour before a tournament and think about how you're going to pop off in it. And also think about how you're going to do the best you possibly can with confidence. Try to relax completely and hype yourself up at the same time. With all of that said, I am going to conclude today's episode. First and foremost, try to think of the nervousness as something else than nervousness. In an endgame, think, I can't wait to show what I can do, rather than, oh my god, there are so many players remaining, how am I going to win this? This is probably the main tip that has fixed my nervousness and made me a more confident Fortnite player. Tip number 2 is to face the reason you're nervous head on. If you get nervous when fighting, then fight absolutely everyone you see. It doesn't matter if you fail your edits, miss your shots, and lose the fight, but this is ultimately what's going to make you more confident. If it's endgames you're nervous in, play customs only for a week. Trust me, this will help drastically with your nervousness. Thirdly, a lot of people have way too high expectations. When they hop into a tournament, they think they can win it, when I haven't even placed in the top 500 before. Don't have these unrealistic expectations. Set yourself some realistic goals and achieve them. This will build confidence. Next up, we talked about the flow state of mind. A mindset where you're fully involved and focused in the task at hand. Whether that be a 1v3, an endgame scenario, or something completely different. This will take away all your nervousness and is something I would recommend everyone watching to look into because it can really change your life. In addition to all of this, try to only drink water on tournament days. This will make sure that you don't shake because of caffeine and sugar and will keep you focused for longer in a tournament setting. And if you want to have the feeling of being properly prepared, have some sticky notes next to you with things you have to remember when playing. Not only will you become more confident because of this, but you'll also feel prepared for the tournament. And then when it's about time to play, hop into the bathtub or the shower 1 hour beforehand and completely relax and think about how you're going to pop off in the tournament. With all of these tips, there is nothing stopping you from becoming a confident demon in Fortnite. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope you found this video both useful and informative. My name has been M1K3 Editz. Stay safe and take care.